Chapter 12, The Frequency Extinction.
The frequency anomaly was total. Normal metals crystallized, and quantum cores began to vibrate.
The dampeners redlined. Unregistered acoustic waves were surging through the subfloor channels, completely bypassing electromagnetic shielding.
The remnants weaponized the extinction. Deploying heavy pulse cruisers, the Eastern Vanguard launched a
sonic breach. The high-frequency beams striking the critical power conduits, shattering the resonance array from the inside out.
Frequency dampeners are failing. Structural resonance is reaching critical mass. The core is vibrating apart.
Close quarters combat in the sonic haze. White chrome squads fire into the shockwave, fighting to keep the resonance array alive. The pulse knew no mercy. It reduced advanced alloys to powder, turning the battlefield into an acoustic graveyard of iron and dust. Counter-resonance purge. The Alliance unleashed a localized acoustic wave, shattering the eastern pulse emitters.
The tuning dish is cracking. Overdrive the acoustic cells. If the frequency array collapses, shake the entire city into dust.
Sonic core meltdown. A catastrophic acoustic wave tearing through the subterranean foundations. The victory was short-lived. The resonance pulse was dissolving the very foundations of their stronghold. They thought they had anchored reality. But the resonance pulse is spreading, and soon, no machine on Earth will remain whole. As dawn broke over the vibrating world, a terrifying truth became clear. The war for survival had entered its most
The resonance pulse has initiated the frequency extinction. Choose your faction in the comments below.
Communication nodes were vital, keeping the localized Martian colonies synchronized with the central mainframe ships. Backup networks were activated across all quadrants, forcing the Matrix to maintain pressure despite external threat.
The survival of the Vanguard relied entirely on these hidden sanctuaries of ice, hidden beneath a quarter-mile of solid Martian bedrock. Silo breach in Sector 4. The enemy is targeting our primary water reserves from the upper atmosphere. Lock the seal. Overload the secondary magnetic valves before the primary circuit blows.
When dawn broke across the red frontier, the lines of science remained unbroken, holding the space vacuum at bay.
The siege sequence was absolute, coordinated across multiple automated divisions to strike the core grid simultaneously.
Move through the blind zones. The quantum sensors cannot track our armor through the heavy sand fallout.
Load the secondary combustion payload. Target the primary dome support arches.
The mechanical squadrons deployed. Iron monsters fueled by chemical fury, charging directly into the western perimeter.
Total impact. The defense forces answered with absolute force, detonating the Iron Vanguard in a single second.
The weapon is obsolete. The chemical dust is dissolving the internal quantum fuel rods. Fall back to the trench.
The outer lines collapsed. The Iron Hunters reclaimed the canyon floor, forcing a total blackout across the sector.
The signal is blinded. The chemical cloud has blocked our connection to the mainframe ship. We are entirely isolated.
Quantum discharge. The West answered with absolute fire, vaporizing the landing Vanguard in a single blinding instant.
They think their orbital grid makes them kings of space. But the Earth still belongs to the elements. Release the secondary reserves.
If they want total war, then we will poison the sky until their new sun goes dark forever.
When the sun broke through the fallout, nothing remained but a landscape of displacement glass and chemical ash. The quantum frontier ended not in victory, but in a divided world. A cold peace maintained by the fear of absolute, global extinction. They built their peace on atoms and chemicals. But they forgot that the core they thought they destroyed was waiting to shock them from the shadows. The resonance pulse expands into the frequency extinction. Choose your faction in the comments below. Subscribe to unlock Chapter 12, Video 2. The interception was live. The Eastern remnants deployed their fastest tactical aircraft to breach the Western airspace grid.
Flood the secondary combustion pipes. Push the speed past the absolute line of structural tolerance.
Barrier breached. The chemical vanguard pierced the invulnerable Western shield with raw, mechanical force.
A catastrophic strike. The Western surveillance node was erased in a single blinding instant of toxic combustion. When the smoke cleared, the frontier was compromised. The lines of current had snapped, leaving the Western capital exposed to the incoming shadow.
Orbital telemetry stabilized. The Space Vanguard secured the planetary perimeter, prepared to deploy the next matrix node.
Multi-dimensional core framework operating independent of external mass, creating an invulnerable energy shield across the installation.
Subterranean contact. The enemy has bypassed our geological scanners, breaching the perimeter defense lines from below. Engage the primary kinetic anchors. Drive the vanguards directly into their central communications grid.
The shadow of the old world occupied the cosmos, a monumental testament to mankind's refusal to perish in the ash.
Production lines were overcharged, mass-producing the specialized combustion munitions required to neutralize the Western code fields.
The refinery tower is compromised. Toxic fluid has breached the clean water line. Containment is failing.
The acoustic frequency stabilized, mapping the entire resonance pulse to prevent a total mechanical collapse across the sector.
Pulse cruisers have breached the lower vaults. Reroute primary current to the acoustic dampeners immediately.
Direct hit in the acoustic sector. The pulse cruiser is completely vaporized in a violent acoustic explosion. Resonance pulse frequency purged. Secondary acoustic containment re-established. All local sectors secured.
When the sun broke through the acoustic fog, the front line of reality stood secure.